Hey folks, it's Vic Noble here with your weekly trade example for the week ending February the 8th of 2013. I got an email from a Coach's Corner member this past Tuesday, pardon me, and I want to tell you about it because the guy said something that made me realize, or at least kind of reminded me of the problems that so many traders have that I can tend to take for granted or sort of forget about because I've been doing this for so long. And I'm going to show you the actual email, even though I won't show you his name because I never had permission to use it. But, so I put his comments on a Word document, word for word. I didn't change a thing. So here it is, and here's what he had to say here. He says, Dear Vic, hi, I joined the Coach's Corner last week. Unfortunately, I can't attend the room, but I'm watching the recording since every session is recorded in the Coach's Corner. I'm really happy that I joined you guys. I have been trading for a while now and know a little about Forex. The way I trade is a bit different than what you teach, and that's exactly why I am happy that I joined. It's adding a whole new dimension to my trading portfolio. The way you guys pinpoint the entries with such a small stop loss and accuracy is what I am impressed the most about. Now you see that he talks about how we pinpoint entries with a very small stop loss, and when you combine this with good accuracy, really good accuracy, that is the secret sauce, so to speak. That is how we maximize our reward to risk, and it's simple. We keep our risk very small by being able to pinpoint high odds entries. That's exactly what the Recurring Forex Patterns course teaches. That's what it's all about. And I'm going to show you an example of how this works. I'll show you a couple of actual trade examples and how it can be applied in your trading. And these are from yesterday, which was Thursday, February the 7th. I'm talking North American time, where trades were entered with very small risk, but the rewards were extremely good. Now, the first one I'm going to show you is one that Shirley Hudson got into. You all know who she is. And it was on this pair, the Euro US dollar. This is a 4-hour chart, and she actually sold it. You know what? She sold it way up in here, right here, just before this drop. Well, how did she know that was going to happen? Well, she didn't. But what she did know is that we had a pattern setting up there. And let me show you on a 5-minute chart. And I'm showing, obviously this isn't hindsight, but I'm just trying to illustrate this whole concept here of small risk and big reward. I put this level 35.70 across here because this is where she sold, right here. Okay, and now I'm going to tell you something. This was before some news. Could she have been taken out of this trade? Absolutely, she could have. But the deal is this. She had accepted that 100% and totally. She had taken responsibility for the trade and accepted the risk. After she got in, well, you can see what happened. Plummeted, right? But here's the thing. Her risk on this trade, 15 pips. Her reward, she averaged 130 pips average per lot, which made it just about 9 to 1 on the reward to risk. Like, that's incredible. Like, just think about that. If you had risked 1% of your account, you just made 9%. Well, that's what she did actually yesterday. And this is what the guy was talking about in his email I just showed you a minute ago, about how how we get in with very small risks, right? It's if you can do that, you get your rewards very easily. I'll show you another one here. This is one that I took actually on the Australia US dollar pair right here. Let's put the 4-hour chart. I'll show you this one here. I sold it right up in here just before this drop here. And by the way, you might think that there's no kind of resistance level here. Well, there certainly was. In fact, let me back up for 1 second. Let me show you on Shirley's trade why there was she was watching that level. On the 1-hour chart, this is where she sold, right up in here. Look at this level. See the support and the resistance, and then it went above it here and was support again. It dropped, and it was resistance, and then she sold it right up in here. You're expecting there to be resistance there. On the Aussie pair, let me just show you this here. On the daily chart, and you should always be watching these. This is why you do it. This red candle is where I sold it, right up here, because look at how it used to be support, and it broke below it, and now it becomes resistance. See that? So what I did is on the 4-hour chart, I was watching it. Okay, now this is a pattern that we also teach in the Coach's Corner. It's called a 4-hour slingshot. Really good patterns, and I was able to get short on this pair at 103.30, and I rolled this down for a 3 to 1 reward to risk, which is really good. That's excellent. I mean, but the thing is, even though both of these set up on higher time frame charts, you can use techniques to get in so that you have super small risk. And of course, when you're trading off a 4-hour time frame, the reward potential is really good, right? Now, I'm not telling you all this to brag or for egotistical reasons. We have our losses too, like anyone else. I'm showing you this to illustrate what the guy was talking about regarding the way we can pinpoint entries with very small stop losses. That's what you want to do. That's how you're going to get you're going to be able to turn your account faster and get a really nice reward to risk. Here's the thing with trading that's so important to understand. All of the things you learn and the training that you go through and the courses that you get are all useless if you cannot or will not apply them. Pretty obvious, right? But the mistake that so many people make is that they think that a new system or a new course or more information or whatever is what they need to make them a profitable trader. Well, you know what? I'm here to tell you that that is absolutely not true. In fact, just ask yourself how many courses you've been through. I think that for a lot of people, the answer is quite a few. See, the problem, or actually a better way to say it is the solution, is you. It's within you. It's not external. It's internal. And until you learn to deal with you, you're going to struggle trading. And if you're having trouble with this, or you don't have a clear approach as to how you want to trade or the way you want to do it, seriously, I'm going to tell you something, and I have no shame in saying this, but take a look at joining the Coach's Corner for a few months. Trust me, it's a very cheap education compared to fumbling along and continually struggling and losing money. I just can't tell you how thrilling it is to see people turn the corner in their trading and get going. I just got another great email from one of our seminar attendees, our workshop attendees, just this morning. Actually, let me tell you about that before I cap it off. At the bottom of the email you received is a link to the recording of the workshop that Shirley Hudson and I just did. It was at the end of January. It turned out just great. And if you click on that link, you'll see what it was all about, and check out what the attendees had to say. We were just so happy the way it turned out, and obviously the attendees were too. So have a look at that. It was a great event, and we actually we're going to entertain the idea of doing some more in the future, but we don't have anything planned just yet. But you can certainly get the recording of the whole video of that workshop. It was really good. Dave Deming, one of our Coach's Corner members, also spoke at it. You'll see that in that if you click on that link. He was just outstanding. I mean, just blew us all away. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. You guys have a great weekend and a week ahead, and I'll be back at the end of next week with another weekly trade example for you. Thanks so much.